Mozilla and others, the FCC net neutrality regulation rollback broke the law. It abdicated net oversight in violation of statute. Public knowledge, Mozilla, the Benton Foundation, and Compass, and others challenging the FCC's Restoring Internet Freedom orders say that it was not just bad policy, but illegal. That is coming in a brief with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit, which is hearing their challenge to the network neutrality regulation rollback. The deadline for initial briefs from non-government parties is August 20th. The brief has yet to be made public, but public knowledge outlining the highlights. So that's today. That group and the others have long argued the FCC was making bad policy decisions when the Republican majority last fall voted to repeal the rules against throttling, blocking, and paid prioritization in the Title II common carrier regime that underpin them. But they also said that the decision under Chair Ajit Pai broke the law, which is why the court must reverse it and restore the regulations. All right. So let me see here how it broke the law. Their argument is that the FCC decided the agency lacked all jurisdiction over the internet, a radical move that defined the statute. They say also in the illegal category, they argue was what they said was the FCC's cherry picking of investment evidence. The FCC majority said one reason the reversal was that Title II had discouraged investment, including in broadband bailouts to rural and underserved areas. That's not true. Public knowledge argued that the FCC ignored evidence to the contrary. Okay, so what else did they do that was illegal? So their argument is that the FCC, I'm going to read this paragraph again. Again, this is my first time seeing it. I find it a little confusing. Their argument is that the FCC decided the agency lacked all jurisdiction over the internet, a radical move that defined the statute, they say. Also in the illegal category, they argue was what? I feel like that's got to be a typo. Also in the illegal category, they argue was what they said was the FCC's cherry picking of investment evidence to justify the predetermined outcome of reversing the Title II classification. All right, was that a wonky paragraph, or am I just still waking up? You guys tell me. Can anyone explain that? So I think what they're saying, is that needs another comma after they argue. All right, thanks, Mark. I was like, wait, where are they? All right, so yeah, it's definitely a typo. All right, so I'm not crazy. I mean, I am, but you know. So I think what they're saying is the FCC decided they have no jurisdiction over the internet, which isn't true. They're an elected agency to kind of protect these mediums. So there's that. So that's just not true. That's a lie. They're saying that's illegal. And then they're also saying that the investment argument that the FCC made was based on very, very skewed data, which of course is completely true. I think that's the gist of that paragraph. If I'm missing anything else, let me know. But that was, yeah, Brian summed it up. Wonky AF. I think Brian nailed it. But I think that's the gist of what they were saying. So this is a good thing because, again, it prolongs the net neutrality battle, which means the ISPs aren't going to do anything to hurt our internet. That's what that means. We're dragging the feet here. So whenever a court case goes to the FCC regarding this, whenever people protest, whenever states try to enact net neutrality laws, even if it doesn't get the exact result we want, it's still a good thing because ISPs can't act on taking advantage of the net neutrality repeal. ISPs meaning internet service providers, which this means because something's going on in court, they're not going to enact a new policy that makes you pay $20 extra a month for Twitter because they don't know if they're going to be able to enforce it or not. So they're not going to do it because their main concern is just making money. That's all they care about. So they're like, we're not going to instill these new price barriers on consumers because we don't know if we'll be able to enforce it or not. So it's good that Mozilla is doing this. And again, these huge tech companies, there are unlikely allies in this fight. There are strange bedfellows in this fight. There's a lot of people that want net neutrality because it does help their bottom line. But they still want net neutrality. So they're a strange bedfellow, but a bedfellow nonetheless, and a powerful one. So that's a good thing. Again, we have 364 days a year to disagree on things. This is one thing where we're on the same page. And I think net neutrality is so important. Well, I know it's so important. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have it, by the way. This wouldn't happen. So let's take the strange bedfellows and be happy that there's some powerful tech giants throwing this at the FCC. It's important. It's important.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make